Hello, my name is Michael Jenkins. I will be giving my informative speech on gestures. People talk using gestures almost as much as words throughout the day. Don't believe me? Try holding a conversation without using your hands. Hand gestures can be used for good, bad, and sometimes confuse what one truly means. We use gestures every day of our lives. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines gestures as a movement of your body, especially hands and arms, that shows or emphasizes an idea or feeling. Gestures are used by people as the only means of communication, such as very small children and adults that have a verbal disability. They're also used in loud environments, quiet environments, and to bridge the gap between different cultures that have different languages. So before we have words, we have gestures. Dina K. Bernstein, the author of Language and Communication Disorders, explains it as the first gestures are shown within the first month of life. These gestures are known as engagement and disengagement cues, such as come here, or stay away from me. Small children also will use gestures when they don't have words because they don't have control over their vocal cords yet, such as they can't just say, I want these flowers. They use a gesture such as grab. Now, between the caregiver and the child, this becomes its very own language. An outsider might not be able to pick up on it very quickly. Now, adults who have speech disabilities that cannot make out words, they speak solely with gestures. This has been turned into a language called sign language. Adults use gestures as well in loud environments and quiet environments. In loud environments such as a bar or a social club, it's very loud, so it's almost impossible to communicate over a 2-foot distance. This is when gestures come into play, such as, I want a drink, I'm thirsty, you do this. Everybody knows what that means. Or, hey, come here. Somebody across the room cannot hear this, so you do this. And they come on over. Now, in a quiet environment, such as the military or school or a meeting, you don't want to be loud. You can't yell. So what you end up doing, you use your gestures. In a classroom or a meeting, you might kind of, hey, instead of saying, hey, you. Or in the military, everybody has seen it. The gestures, enemies nearby, you got to be very quiet. Walk this way, or stop, or lay down, or hey, kill them, cut their throat. Everybody knows these gestures. Now, you also know, driving on the freeway, somebody cuts you off, you get up next to them again, but now you've got a physical barrier, car windows, and the road, and their car window in your way. Verbal communication is just not going to work out. So what do? You use your gestures. Now, in different cultures, certain gestures can mean different things. Such as, in American culture, if you did a really good job, I'm giving you a thumbs up. Well, in New Zealand, if you did a really good job, and if I give you a thumbs up, we might get into a fight because it's actually considered a rude gesture there. Now, an interesting story from the Vietnam War is a U.S. ship called the USS Pueblo was actually captured by North Korea. Now, these sailors had to take propaganda pictures, and they would show a certain sign in the pictures. Now, this sign, to us, we know what this sign is. They're flipping off the camera. But when the North Koreans asked them about this, they were told, no, it isn't bad. It's just like the Hawaiian sign for hang loose, but it means good luck. Needless to say, when North Koreans learned what it really meant, punishments were handed out. So gestures are second only to the actual words that are spoken. When you talk about something that you're passionate about, you're going to use your hands. If you stand like this, and if you talk, or if your hands are in your pocket, you talk, nobody cares. Nobody's engaged in it. You're not engaged in it. But when your hands are out and they're moving, people are actually going to pay better attention to you, and they're going to come away with something from it. It's second nature to use your hands when talking. When you're talking on the phone by yourself, you use your hands still, even though nobody can see it. You know what? Ultimately, it's not what you say, but how you say it.